Okay, so I want to say rest in peace to Arina Surutska. That's the Ukrainian refugee who just got killed in the U.S. I think it was in New York, riding the subway, and some scumbag killed her. And nonchalantly, he walks away, all the blood dripping, and he says, "I got that white girl." Like, I really fucking disgusting. If it were the other way around, hell would be raining down on him. Oh, and the conservatives too. No, no, no. All of this is on him, on that scumbag. So, yeah. Doesn't matter if the victim was black, white, Asian, Hispanic, what have you. She didn't deserve to lose her life. And it's really disgusting how the media minimizes it. It was just a normal woman going home from her work, probably tired or something. Tired, hungry, maybe wanting to watch her favorite show. Could be anything. Something normal like anyone, like any working person. And yeah, and then some douchebag, scumbag actually comes along and just takes your life like it was nothing. Yeah, and some people still blame the ancestry and all that stuff, saying, "Oh, yeah, because black people have suffered for decades, because they're still resented by the white people that kept them as slaves and all that stuff." No, 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 no. That's bullshit. Okay, so look, no one controls what their ancestors did or anything. Only thing we can do right now is control what we do here and now. And what we do, what we did the day before, that's gonna impact us the next day and the next and all that stuff ourselves. So what I'm getting at is he's a responsible one for this. Blame him. Don't pin it on ancestry or things that happened centuries ago. Okay, this poor woman did nothing, and yeah, this scumbag, he's a murderer, he's an animal, and he deserved to be locked up because he has already been arrested before, and still they let him roam free. I mean, I'm not justifying school shooters or anything, but I'm just saying like how unbelievable it is. There are school shooters who, to this day, regret what they did, are very sorry for it, but they're never gonna see the light of day again. And this guy, who is just as psychotic, if not more, because he didn't show any fucking remorse. Yeah, this guy still was still roaming free, still out in the streets and not in jail where he belongs. That guy belongs in prison more than a perpetrator who feels regret. Now, I'm sure a perpetrator who feels regret would never do it again, but it's too late for them. But this guy, given enough chances, and still he goes on with his horrific acts of violence. Now I want to get on topic with something else. The whole thing with Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. But I want to say to the people who celebrated his death, I have a question for them. What did he do to you personally to make you want to celebrate his death? Celebrating it like if it was a big win for the U.S. in I don't know, some war or something. Like if your favorite team just won the Super Bowl. I mean, that's like if someone were to say that. Okay, so imagine a girl gets raped by a refugee, which sadly it has happened, and this girl was in favor of refugees coming in, for work, for a better life, and that stuff, like 100% in favor of the refugees. She gets raped by a refugee, and then someone says like, "Oh well, there you go. You wanted refugees, and now you got raped by one." Imagine someone saying that. That would just be as disgusting as the whole Charlie Kirk thing. That he was in favor of the Second Amendment, and then because of that, you mock his death. Now, I didn't agree with Charlie Kirk on the whole religion thing and all that stuff. I completely disagree with it, and I don't think we need to convert to Christ or to whatever God there is. I just think we should all have common sense and behave as regular human beings. So yeah, okay, I disagree with him on the whole Jesus thing and stuff like that, but does that mean that I'm glad he passed? That I'm gonna mock him? That there was no God there to save him or anything like that? No, I see it as a regular person. I see the tragedy of him losing his life for doing something as normal as debating. He didn't put his hands on anyone, didn't disrespect anyone, none of that shit. And still he lost his life. And people are fucking laughing about it like if it was something out of a cartoon. Now I'm gonna give examples of instances where someone has said something disgusting um, about a death. So I was in class, and uh, the people I was talking to, they knew I was into metal and all that stuff. I don't know how the conversation went, but then we talked about Pantera, and then I told them about Dimebag Daryl, that he died getting shot on stage, and then someone said, "Oh, of course it was gonna happen because it's a metal show and only crazy people go there." Now that right there is disgusting. Another one, since I like metal, people think that I'm only into the commercial bands, your AC/DC, Metallica, Led Zeppelin, Van Halen, all of those bands. And we were talking about how one of them from AC/DC, that he died, Malcolm Young. And I said, I think he got a heart attack. I said, I think, 'cause I don't really know. And then this girl, she said, "Oh, yeah, of course he got one because of the music he played." And another example, I'm sure this has happened, but I'm glad I haven't seen it happen. When Ozzy Osbourne died, everyone in the metal community, doesn't matter what style they played, whether it was death metal, thrash metal, your old school, even alternative rock bands and emo bands have paid respects, saying rest in peace. No one, not a single elitist was saying something like good riddance or like goodbye to this poser and all that stuff. No one said that. Everyone respected. I respected too. I'm not a big fan of Ozzy or Black Sabbath, but still, since I liked a few tracks and I know of his importance to the metal community, I paid respects. I just sent a rest in peace, and that's it. So what I'm getting at is, if you don't like the person, didn't like what they stood for or anything, or you feel an emotion, if you have a reaction that will be negative towards others, keep it to yourself, or talk about it with a family member, a close friend, a therapist. Don't go around laughing about it like it was a funny scene from a cartoon. Now, I'll tell you guys this. Since all I kept hearing about Trump was Epstein Island, corruption, racism, so on and so forth. I was just tired about it. I was like, nah, you know what? I'm done with politics. I don't want to know anything about this. But then I heard about the whole Charlie Kirk thing. I didn't know about Charlie Kirk, and of course don't know him personally, but I didn't know anything about him. But after doing some research, I saw that he was just a person like Steven Crowder, Caitlin Bennett, uh, barely informed with the lot. What's this other guy? That's the point with Brandon. And that's where I was thinking, like, hey, just a regular person discussing politics, debating, and what have you, and he got killed over it. Now I'm gonna continue this in another video, so stay tuned.